GTA 4, one of the most widely known GTAs and the most iconic, does it deserve a remaster already? If you've played this game, you know all the breathtaking, memorable scenes. You can count them on every finger. You know every location like the back of your hand. You could almost name every vehicle, for Christ's sake. What does that tell you about the caliber of a game? For it to have that much depth, for you to be involved so much, well, let's break it down a little bit. I see this topic addressed a lot on the internet, and one of the biggest issues, one of the biggest arguments about it is, oh, well, the driving in GTA 4 was a lot more realistic compared to GTA 5. GTA 5 is so much different. They just decided to go in that direction. When you're driving in GTA 4, you can barely ever control a car. Bikes are the only thing salvageable about GTA 4. I don't agree with any of it, but I'm just saying what I read, what I find online. So right off of the bat, if you entertain a remaster, remake, whatever, then you'd have to also go with the notion that Rockstar would potentially maybe bring back that driving style. Of course, you have the parody humor that we're all familiar with, but that's just GTA in general. I think with GTA 6 releasing, they said they were going to soften up a few of the more out there outlandish remarks, so you could probably expect that to happen if GTA 4 were to ever get remastered. I know that the definitive edition, I think it was called, kind of fucked up the if you want to call them remasters of the earlier 3 GTAs, but hey, it raises the question, do you really want something like that to be remastered if that's how they will handle it? If they just throw it through an AI or however the fuck they processed it and not even really try in the first place. I remember reading the comment or post that someone said it was like a perfect time capsule back to 2008. And I have to agree with it. The music, the fashion, choice phrases. Yeah, I mean, it released in 2008. Rockstar did what they do best. They find out what's popular at the current time the game releases, maybe a couple years before. They're like, fuck yeah, dude, we're gonna find out what's topping the charts right now, and we're gonna pay them money to get into our game. And you know what? It actually kind of worked. Aside from a few people getting greedy and saying, hey, well, you know what? Exposure isn't good enough. I need more money. A couple voice actors did too, like Nico's, but he said he was treated unfairly or some shit, right? I know, he really does an amazing accent. I would have never guessed he wasn't American, because that is insane, the range from that guy. I think personally, I'm not really a fan of the whole multiple protagonist angle they're gonna keep going with, apparently. I'm much more a fan of the solo protagonist. It just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it just feels too arcadey. I'm not really a fan. I don't know why. I can't really put my finger on it. Another good topic I saw addressed was about cover, that it was one of the first GTA games where it wasn't just shooting in a direction and hoping you wouldn't be the one to die first. You can actually hide behind shit and shoot back from it, like have obstacles and cover and shit. I haven't played much of the earlier GTAs, so I can't really weigh in on that. However, I did want to raise that point, as it were. I will say, though, the pedestrians do act a little bit different, especially with the combat system. Another big one is that ambulances actually, would come and revive people or try to, put them into the ambulance, drive away, instead of in GTA 5 just arriving and saying, oh, well, we can't do anything, Another thing, if you shoot a pedestrian in the foot or in the leg or in the hand, in the fucking fingertip, they die instantly. So, well, not instantly, but in GTA 4, you could just do it a lot more, okay? It's not like a fucking, the Glock or whatever you have as your starting pistol is a Desert Eagle, okay? Or a revolver. You can shoot them like 9 times and they still live. In GTA 5, maybe twice, 3 times. Okay, you can punch them like fucking twice, and they're done for, man. You play as fucking, like, none of the characters you play as are bodybuilders or like fucking. It doesn't make sense, dude. a while back, people were getting excited because it was the 10-year anniversary of GTA 4 or some shit. Like this just happened like a couple years ago, I believe. But they thought that it was going to be like some huge update. You know, there were clickbait articles and shit. GTA 4 just got this bizarre new update, and the timing of it was insane. Anyway, they fucking they just removed some of the songs. I guess the contracts or the royalties or whatever ran out. I'm not a fucking, I don't know shit about it. I'm pretty sure that's what they did though. They just, you know, like they bought like a 10-year contract or some shit, and after it was up, they were like, okay guys, we got to remove this shit or breach the contract. And yeah, that was it. I don't think anything else changed. Another good one is that the PC port of GTA 4 was a fucking nightmare. No matter what kind of hardware you had at the time, it didn't run well. It didn't do well. It was kind of a waste of money to buy it, unless you wanted to wait a few years. So it was you basically had to go to console. I'm not sure why. It was just a fucking mess. The way they handled it, yeah. However, there were the few great mods back in the day. I think one was Carmageddon, and the other one was like a tsunami one. There was a whole ton of mods, man. Modding GTA is one of the best things about PC, I'd have to say. There's just a lot more freedom. It's so much greater than consoles. Of course, you can mod with consoles now, but it's still limited. GTA 4 was so much more interactable. You know, you can actually go into restaurants. There were, you know, interiors and shit. It was fucking crazy, dude. You could just walk into a random apartment building for no reason at all. Even if they were just the same copied template over and over again, but still, it managed to breathe a little bit of life. You know, if somebody was running away from you, you could cut straight through that apartment building, you know, right through it, and just fucking, you know, like it adds a bit of life to it. Okay, I can't fucking explain it, but that's just little details like that make the game, dude. Okay, because that would probably be what you'd want to do. Okay, you don't want to go around the building. You want to have the direct route and just do it. But you know, newer games just can't handle these interiors, man. It's so fucking hard. I'd have to say one of the things I didn't really enjoy was the whole parking space save system. You can only have 2, maybe 3, maybe even fucking 4 cars, or maybe a bike if you're lucky. Not really a fan of that, but I can understand that we just weren't really there yet unless they really invested some time into it. But a simple save space, just plop that down. It's easy. Yeah. And also on that point, there wasn't much customization, but maybe I've just been too spoiled by Los Santos Customs for about 12 years now. Yeah. For the time, it stood up pretty well on its own 2 feet, I'll say that. In GTA 5, it feels like there's less activities. GTA 4 had bowling. I'm not really good at bowling, but it is fun as fuck, I'll say that. And to have GTA 5 not have it is a little disappointing. GTA 5 did have golf, so there's that too. But so did GTA 4's DLC, so you can't say that. It also had darts. GTA 5 has darts. You could hang out with friends. You could hang out with the main characters in GTA, I'm pretty sure. I don't know about the side characters, though. But there wasn't really like a friend system where if you hung out with them enough or like became best friends, they would give you an ability, you know, like Packy's car bomb or Dwayne's goons, you know, his gangster fucking the 2 guys he sends out. None of that shit exists in GTA 5. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. One thing I would have to say would be really cool would be the render distance, because if you did drive a little bit too quickly in GTA 4, you would notice how shit would load out and then load back in. You're driving really fast, you know, just one of those older game things, you know what I mean? Especially textures, people, cars, that sort of thing. But I can understand if you're not driving a fucking supercar 90% of the time, then it won't matter, right? Ragdoll is also one of my favorites. GTA 5's kind of messed it up a little bit, but GTA 4's was just a little bit better, especially falling. They really committed to the ragdoll there. Getting drunk was a disaster usually almost 90% of the time, especially trying to drive, trying to walk to your car even. But that just goes back to the activities with friends spiel, and I don't want to do that again. I think the biggest point so far is that Rockstar considers it HD already, so and in the viewpoint that 720p is actually HD, which it is, you know, they consider it the HD universe, which I suppose it is. Yes. Um, Man, that really takes me back to when 720 actually was HD. You know what I mean? Or like if you were watching a YouTube video and actually said 720p HD, fucking amazing, dude. How long ago was that, man? Like 2012 at least. God damn. That's probably a deterrent for them remastering it, at least for maybe, I don't know, 5 more years, 10 more years, maybe. I really don't know. It's just my personal opinion. I don't think they're going to do it anytime soon because it still looks good. It plays fine. It is aging for sure, but it's not. It doesn't look horrible. Okay, it's not like 20 years old like San Andreas or fucking GTA 3. You know what I mean? Or fucking Vice City. So it's old, but it's not old enough to remaster in my opinion. However much I would like it to be remastered, as I do love the game. I love the story. I love the gameplay. I love the mechanics. You know, if you've made it this far, you obviously fucking love it too. You know what I mean? I don't see it happening anytime soon. Maybe one day though.